I am not active. Like, I don't have my own Pornhub account because fuck Pornhub.
Fuck Pornhub.
But I feel the pressure to make one because I know it's impacting people's bookings.
I have considered it, and I'm still not going to do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I will take you to Starbucks, but I'm not going to Pornhub for anything. It's just...
Yeah,
and
it's hard.
if that's where you do your thing, I'm not judging you. Do your thing. But I actually did just a post the other day. It's like, you think porn is free because you're not putting money into a machine, but it's not free.
Right.
If you're going somewhere that's a tube site, you have to sit through the advertisements. You have to sift through the product and hope it's the one that is advertised and that the ending is there, because sometimes it's a promo sample and the whole thing's not there. You have to watch out for malware.
Yeah.
And even if it's not technically like a Trojan horse virus for your computer, you're still going to find at least one pop-up ad for a live chat window that you did not ask for to be there.
100%.
You're paying by putting up with all of that. And if you don't want to put up with all of that for a very small fee, you can pay your favorite artists money and not have to deal with all that shit. But either way, you are paying. So stop saying porn is free.
Yeah.
There's
it
a
is
cost,
a really
whether it's
weird.
money or not.
It's also funny to me when guys like almost brag about like, why would I pay for your OnlyFans? Porn is free. I'm like,
your OnlyFans isn't.
My OnlyFans isn't
it's
free.
Not on
like
there.
You can't access because like that's the thing too is you have to like yes, okay, people have been ripping people's OnlyFans and leaking stuff. But they're not doing it every day. Like, you're not, you're getting posts from a year ago or something, you know? Like, you're not getting all that new content. And also, like, you're not, like, I don't get the brag. Like, porn is free. Because I'm like, are you telling me? Because, like, most of the time, my OnlyFans is on sale for $4. And you're telling me you don't have an extra $4 a month to spend on my OnlyFans? Like,
that's one Starbucks. That's
less than one Starbucks. But I'm like, bro, that is not something to brag about. Or like you're...
Yeah, I mean,
you're just telling me you're broke as a joke.
I don't care what this costs. I've got a lot of money. That's the brag.
Yeah.
You think rich people go to Pornhub? I don't think rich people go to Pornhub. I mean, I don't know how celebrities behave really, but I don't think they go to free tube sites. Yeah. I think they pay for their porn. Because why wouldn't you?
I think everyone, here's the thing, whether or not you're rich, I think everyone uses Pornhub to find stuff that they like, and then I think the rich people will be like, okay, this is a new company I like, I'm going to go subscribe now.
That's fair enough. And
I don't think they just stick with one, but I think they use it more as like...
The reason I don't judge, and I want to reiterate, I don't judge. If you watch Pornhub, that's fine with me. That's fine. You do whatever works for you. When I was a kid, there was no internet yet. That did not mean I paid for my porn. When I was a kid, like, I was pubescent, but, you know, like, when I started looking at pictures of naked people, it was somebody else's magazine that I stole or borrowed or whatever. Like, somebody bought a magazine, and if it's a high school, it's like, here, you want to look at this? That's still file sharing. One person paid for the magazine. Now everybody gets to look at it. That's not exactly how that's supposed to go. That's not new to the internet. That's not new to human behavior. And if you can't afford porn, go look at the free stuff. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
And that's the other thing too, that I don't have a problem with like the Pornhub premium thing, because like they can pay like $3 and then go and see, like if I had a model account, like I get paid per view because of the advertisements, because of the Pornhub premium users. But I think it still devalues.
To a certain extent, I think it does. And it doesn't matter for me, because my stuff you can't put there anyway.
Right.
I got knives and guns and chloroform and R words, and you can't put that on Pornhub, so it's moo.
We really need, like, a completely porn-friendly distributor.
Nice.
That's actually one reason I like OnlyFans, because I have my little stuff that's separate from, like, my normal Alison Rey. Because it's, like, it's behind a paywall, and the people who are there want to see that specific kind of content, so no one's reporting me.
It's weird. I have very strong personal feelings about Pornhub, but I don't judge other people for their feelings about it. Because people just do what's right for you, whether it's Starbucks or Pornhub. But I'm not going to get involved. I have an OnlyFans. I've had an OnlyFans for 2 years, and I put up something every week so it doesn't shut down.
Right.
I've made $10 ever.
Huh. I hear that guys don't do as well. I mean, and that makes sense.
I mean, I've got a lot of girls on my site, obviously, but there's not a customer loyalty.
Exactly, and that's where like all the money comes from, is the guys who want to see me specifically, and they want to see everything I'm doing all day, not just my porn. Like, they just want to see what I'm doing this morning. They want to see where I'm going out on a Friday night, and for that, like, you have all this porn, but it's with different girls, so you don't end up having like people who are like oh, I love this girl and I'm going to get to see so much of her.
Right. A lot of people talk about, not just you, but a lot of models with a similar look, that they look young and that's their selling point. Like you get into barely legal and the just 18 and all of that shit. We met not on set. We met because we both volunteer for a nonprofit.
Yes.
That's how we met.
Well, actually, I think we met at the Prop 60 rally.
Oh, probably.
But
probably. I don't
then
think we
when
sat next to each other and chatted a whole lot. But I saw you like this, with like your bangs down and like you were dressed nice because it was kind of like an interview, and I just thought you looked like an amazingly well put together professional woman. I didn't think, ooh, she looks barely 18. I could shoot porn of that. I just thought, gorgeous woman, well put together. You look like a professional to me. Yeah. And I, a lot of my stuff as office damsel secretary gets tied up. So I was like, ooh, I should see where this goes. So, for what it's worth, I don't think that's a commodity that will run out of style. I know a lot of girls are like, eventually I'm not going to look 12 anymore and I'm going to have to find another shtick. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. I think you look very attractive regardless of your apparent number of years.
Yeah, I still have a baby face. It's not as baby as it was when I started, obviously. Like, there's definitely, like, lines are coming in, man. And I'm like, oh, no.
Do we want to talk about lines?
No, I don't, because I'm 24. I'm not allowed to talk about lines. That's the thing, but, like, I see them, and I'm like, oh. I've actually been thinking about getting fillers for here and here, because everyone's doing it, but I have such an issue with young girls getting Botox and fillers, like, because it's rampant in this industry right now, and I feel like it really became, like, trendy and normalized to have them only, like, maybe in the past year, and because I've always been against it, because I'm like, no, you should love your natural body, like, you should age gracefully, you should whatever, but now that everyone's doing it, I feel like I look so much older in like, so a girl, you put together, like, 5 girls that are my age, and they all have fillers, you put me there, I look a lot older than them. Some of them are even older than me, but they look younger than me. And I'm like, that's crazy to me that we've got 20-somethings getting Botox and fillers.
It worries me. The male equivalent is 24-year-olds popping Viagra like it's M&M's.
Right.
And, like, there are long-term effects to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then, like, here's the thing. I have no issue with, like, preventative Botox. There's plenty of people who get little Botox, because, like, if you can't do that for years, like, you're going to have less lines, and it makes sense. But fillers, like, they stay in your face, and then they weigh down your face, and that's the thing that's kept me from doing it, because because then you just have to do it forever.
Without naming names, even when I started in the late 90s, there were girls who were in their early to mid 20s who were already getting facelifts and procedures done, and by the time they were in their mid 30s, they looked 70, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, it's just, whoa, I don't know. And again, people do what's right for people, and I'm not here to judge.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging anyone in this industry who does it. It's just, like, it blows my mind, and it upsets me that it makes me feel the pressure to get it too, just so I can, like, keep up in this industry, because, like, I'm still very, like, even though I'm, like, not, like, young, like 18, 19, like, I'm getting to that age where, like, there's, like, a lull, because there's no porn for 24 to 27-year-olds.
Which used to be, that was all of it.
Right.
When I was a kid, that was the age of every adult performer.
Right.
There were, like, 2 18-year-olds and 2 40-year-olds, and everybody else was between 20 and 30.
Right. And so, like, I'm in that zone where I'm like, oh, maybe I should start getting things to look younger, but I've never wanted that. The only thing I've ever wanted was boobs. Like, I've known I wanted boobs since I was, like, 14. And that's how I'm like, all right, I'll get boobs one day, because, like, I've wanted them forever. But the wanting the Botox and face fillers have only happened in the last year, which tells me it's trendy.
Right.
And, like, my rule for myself is kind of like, I have to want it for more than, like, at least 3 or 4 years before I'll do anything. Like, this tattoo is my first and only tattoo.
I was going to ask you about your tattoo, because I remember when you were about to get it and you were all excited.
Yes. So this is my first tattoo. It says "Imperfection is human" in my handwriting. And I love it a lot. But I've been sitting on this tattoo for 3 years.
I remember you talking about it.
And I don't know. No one should do anything that impacts their body like that without really sitting on it.
What's funny to me is, again, my customers are my age and older, and a great many of them have a serious issue with tattoos. And they're like, I want you to do deep, dark, evil S&M with a girl who looks completely innocent and has no tattoos. I'm like, they don't do that. I mean, by and large. And then they'll pick some girls, like, there, I want her. I'm like, I can see 3 tattoos in that picture. I mean, I know they're like saying there's a big difference between I have a tattoo and I've gone full
sleeve.
Bonnie Rod.
Yeah.
And I think they're both gorgeous personally, but and you're allowed to have your taste, of course, but a lot of times they're like, I don't like tattoos. That just means they don't like head-to-toe tattoos. I don't. That looks like a bracelet.
Right. Like, no one... And that's the crazy thing is, like, even my agent was like, yeah, I think it'd be fine, but, you know, just keep it really small. And I'm like, no one is booking me because I have no tattoos anymore because I'm not 18. If I have this, no one's going to be like, well, she has tattoos, so we can't... I'm like, as long as I pose like this with my wrist facing backwards, no one even knows I have it.
I love this. The latest trend has been scripted writing under one breast. Like,
yes.
Everybody's got that.
I really like that. I might want to get one. But again, I'm sitting on all my tattoos. I think now that I have my first one, I am giving myself like a year and a half. But I haven't found anything I really, really want yet. But I have locations that I'm like, okay, I think that's where I want it.
You can think, I'll do this one in another year, and then wait a year and do another one.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think about a lot is I went on vacation back when I had money, which was some time ago now. We went to Alaska, and we learned about the most successful, famous madam who ran a brothel in Alaska, which was because prostitution was legal in Alaska until 1950. Yeah, they were the last state to outlaw statewide. Nevada still hasn't, but it's...
Was it legal or just decriminalized back then?
It was not criminalized yet. It was not...
But it wasn't legal.
I mean, she paid taxes. It was a business, but there was no thing saying it's legal. There was just nothing saying it was illegal. But this woman not only owned and ran the most successful brothel in Alaska for decades, she worked into her 80s. Because
as a sex worker?
Yes.
Wow.
She worked, and her regular clients aged with her.
Aww,
right?
I love
These
that.
were people that were seeing her when they were both younger, and as they grew older and she grew older, they just kept seeing her and kept, because it was her.
I love that.
So, fuck a couple of wrinkles.
Right.
Your fans are going to love you, and they're going to age with you, and they're going to always love you.
And they're still going to see, that's the thing that I've realized too, that I think a lot of people don't realize when they like look at their faces, they're like, it's not the face. There's also something, sorry, there's a lot. I'm going to unpack all of this. So, you know how, like, from birth to 18 is, like, that's the lifetime. And then everything after that just, like, goes by so fast. So fast. So I think what happens when people are like, oh my gosh, my face is, like, it's not the same person I used to see. It's because their lifetime, they were seeing this very young face. And then time's just going by so fast that they don't feel like it's been like a whole other, you know, at 36 you've lived an entire other lifetime. It's just proportionately every year is,
but in your head you've been 18 that whole time, and now your face is twice as old as your brain thinks it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is we see it, but other people don't see it, because when I look at my sisters, I still see the baby.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the age in their face. Same, like, especially my brother. Like, you know, he finally has facial hair. He's gained some weight. Like, it was weird one time because I was smoking. I brought a vape pen to, like, Thanksgiving or something, and I was sitting in the kitchen looking at my brother, and, like, all of a sudden he, like, morphed in front of me to where I could, like, see him as a stranger would see him and see his face as if I didn't know him. And it freaked, like, I was like, who's this man in my kitchen? And it was just weird because, like, you know, you look at him and you see the baby. Yeah. And I think that's what happens with fans. I think they'll always see you, the baby.
Yeah, they'll see the you they first saw.
Yeah.
And even if they acknowledge changes, they'll look right through them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My brother is older than me, and we don't live anywhere near each other. So I haven't seen him in a number of years. And then when he'll show me text me a picture, or I'll actually see him at something, he's aged 10 years, and that's startling. It's like a big disconnect to be like, where's my brother?
Yeah.
And then I'll look in the mirror and go, fuck, I've aged 10 years too. It's a lot of gray, and there's less. This is relatively new. It's like I can see through my hair on the top. It's like, I'm getting older.
There's sprays for that.
I don't fucking care. I don't mind getting older. it's more male privileges. I'm not expected to have to look 18 forever.
Yeah.
Which is not fair, but it's in my favor, so I'm not going to complain about it.